What is up, you guys? What is up, YouTube? It's Kablam Commentator here again, and today I'm bringing you an overall review of the game Modern Warfare 3. Now, I think I have enough playtime and experience to kind of share my own opinion and base my own opinion on this game, and I thought I'd make a nice little detailed review about it. So anyway, here we go. Let's get into the gameplay a little bit first. I'm obviously, of course, playing free-for-all with my, of course, PP90 Game Battles class, and I joined a little bit late, but I still, of course, pull off the victory like a boss. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the review. Now, I try to base my reviews of games, especially ones big, from Infinity Ward and Treyarch, and, big games like Call of Duty. I try to base my reviews of them off of three main categories, and those are the name of the game and how it actually fits the game. I know that's going into like a lot of detail, but I actually go into that much detail. So the name of the game and how it actually compares to the playstyle and stuff like that, which leads me to my next one, my next category, which is actually the playstyle. And also I have realisticness. Those are three very, very big things. Playstyle, how fun the game is; realisticness, obviously how real it is; and the name of the game and how it compares. Now, sometimes it's actually very surprising how you'll find out the name of the game doesn't even really compare to the actual playstyle and stuff like that. You'll see, like in a book, for instance, how the cover sometimes doesn't even clearly illustrate what the actual book is about. Now it's going into a little bit of details, but anyway, let's start off. Obviously, the name of the game is Modern Warfare 3, but let's look into a little bit of the details. So first of all, the game being Modern Warfare, you would expect some Modern Warfare being played. So, for the most part, I feel that this game really satisfies that point of, getting the Modern Warfare in it. Some reasons I think, it really brings out the modern in Modern Warfare is because the Reaper, for instance, the UAV, unmanned aerial vehicles, obviously what UAV stands for. I like how they incorporated, this isn't anything new, it's been in other Call of Duties and stuff like that, but, not the actual Reaper from my knowledge, and, I'm very glad that they incorporated a Reaper and other things like the AC-130, and also a big thing that I noticed is the remote controlled drones. They have as kill streaks, like the little tanks and the helicopter. They might not be, the most up-to-date, realistic type of deal, but I'm really glad they incorporated something like that into the game. And it does give you that more realistic feel that, people nowadays in the real world are trying to incorporate something, that you can do unmanned assault, go into a room and stuff like that without a man, kind of do a bunch of spying and stuff like that. And I love how they made the unmanned, factor, they made that a lot more great in this game, which it's a big pro for me. So anyway, into my last category, realisticness. Now, to me, this is where the game's huge downfall is. And, some of the reasons, obviously, I know most of the people who play the game, they watch, Call of Duty videos, they play the game too. So I think that everyone can agree on some of these topics that I have, and you, of course, can tell me in the comments and stuff like that. But first of all, I have hit markers. Hit markers are such a big deal in this game, especially sniping, because before this game came out, we were all wondering, is quick scoping in this game, and blah blah blah, and yes, they said, yes, quick scoping is in this game, but obviously now you're starting to notice, if you're a quick scoper like me, I of course play this game to have fun, and I snipe a lot and a lot and a lot. By sniping a lot and a lot and a lot, you get lots of experience and knowing, how many hit markers you get when and where. And I have found myself multiple times, and I don't know, this might just be me, but this is of course my opinion. I have gotten multiple hit markers, quick scoping, and hard scoping, of course. Of course sniping is meant for sniping. People obviously being in realistic category, people don't just draw their scope up to their eye for a split second and do that. But obviously, I'll get into that detail a little bit later. But first of all, obviously hit markers. Okay. I have shot people, in the neck and above, and I've gotten hit markers. I've shot people in their feet, and they die instantly. And that's, a very debatable thing, hit markers, because obviously you don't want, sniper rifles to be technically 100% one-shot kills, because then people will just put, throw an ACOG on there, use the 50 cal, and just spray down. And, am I saying that that's completely, non-realistic? No, because, it is realistic and it's not. You don't want it to be completely overpowered, because obviously a sniper rifle will overpower, really any gun any day, especially if you're using something like the 50 cal. Also, just thinking about the 50 cal, people, and I'm going to get into this a little bit later, how the players affect the game, but people in the real life obviously don't, just spray down and stuff like that. And, like what I just did, I just went into that room, dual wielding FMG9s, and just sprayed down two people. Obviously, that's not going to happen in real life. People don't really dual wield and go into rooms and just bust down the door and blah blah. But I will get into that a little bit later. And lastly, as far as realisticness, we have perks. Now, some of these perks are realistic, obviously, and some of them are just completely, I don't know what the game was thinking when they made these, and they really, I think that they had some screws loose in their head. Now, some of these perks, obviously, there are more to this, but I wrote down 2 main ones. And, of course, I'm not even going to mention Last Stand because we all have our separate opinions about that game, or, that perk, and we all pretty much know it's sucky, but, some people have their own opinions. But anyway, mine is obviously that it sucks too, but I have 2 main ones. And correct me if you think I'm wrong, and obviously tell me your opinion, but I have Dead Man's Hand written down, okay? Dead Man's Hand to me is one of the most lame, it's a death streak. Alright, I take that back. It's not a perk, it's a death streak. And first of all, in the category of death streaks, I know I'm going a little bit off topic. In the category of death streaks, I think that they should be removed completely, in its entirety of the game, because death streaks to me are just completely inaccurate, completely unrealistic, and very unnecessary. And it really affects the playstyle because you don't want to be on a high kill streak and just be killed by someone using a perk such as Dead Man's Hand, or not a perk, excuse me, again, a death streak, such as Dead Man's Hand. You don't want to be killed by one of those, and basically what it is, it's getting rewarded for being a bad player. And this is a quote from one of my friends, Pro here, from one of his videos, so go ahead and check his out, but he shares his opinion very well. But this is mine. Obviously, Dead Man's Hand, if you don't know what that is and you're not very familiar with it, it's basically when you get shot down, it's like a last stand, except you don't pull out a gun when you're in last stand, you have C4 strapped to your body. So it's basically like that you're going to die because you're a bad player. Not saying that everyone that has Dead Man's Hand is a bad player, but this is just generalizing. It's basically you get shot, you fall in the last stand, except you have C4, and you can just get multi-kills, and it's a very unfair perk. I find it completely unnecessary. You go ahead and tell me your opinion. And my second perk I have written down is Sit Rep. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Sit Rep is a perk where you're able to, in the pro version, see like stealth bombers and stuff like that. That I find realistic and very helpful. But the pro version, I believe, also lets you kind of do the hacker type of thing in Black Ops, which is seeing through walls, seeing the enemy equipment, claymores, and stuff like that. Now, is this helpful? Obviously, of course, this is very helpful. Those booby trap care packages get me every time, because I will be that one guy who starts going out there and captures the booby trap care package just because, there is that very, very small chance, that it's a real one. But, still on the on the category of realisticness, this is just way out there. Obviously, you're not going to be, looking through walls and seeing this red mark on anything, claymores and stuff. But obviously, you're also not going to be taking a care package that just randomly falls from the sky. Now, that's going into a little bit more details because, obviously, this is a game. It's not meant to be 100% realistic because it's a game. You play a game to have fun and not, kind of escape the real world. And so some aspects of a game should obviously be unrealistic. But, this, Dead Man's Hand and stuff, that's just going a little bit out there, making the game pretty unfair, just showing that, if you're a bad player, go ahead and strap C4 to your body and become a suicide bomber before you die. I don't get exactly what they were thinking, but lastly, the playstyle, obviously, I find very fun. They definitely nailed it right here. Anything that's bad about realisticness or anything, they obviously make up for this. And the playstyle, it's very fast-paced, something you don't see in a lot of games, and yes, you'll find yourself being frustrated sometimes, but yes, it's a very good game, and I'm definitely looking forward to playing it more and more. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I have a few other things I'll mention in my next videos, but thank you very much for watching, and of course, have a wonderful day. Goodbye.